Welcome to the channel. I'm Paul from Flutter. I'm so excited to start this again because I've been away for some times now. I've not uploaded any content related to CityCab app due to my recent rule I got in the company. So I'll be starting this, and I hope you guys are here with me. And I think I will be uploading videos in every 3 to 4 days and pertaining to this project. So I want you guys to stick around because it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really awesome. Today I'll be talking about custom info window, custom marker, and polylines in our CityCab app project, and that's what we have here. As you can see, this is custom, this is customized. I made this myself, and the marker here, I had to design this myself too from the XD software. So this is it. I exported it and use it as our bitmap descriptor here. So it's all customized, and here is the user position, current position, and maybe here we'll build the destination. So I'll play this video to see how it actually is. So at the end of this tutorial, this is what we'll be doing, and we'll get the place and also the minutes that is going to take us to reach our destination. And so that's what we'll be doing, and also we'll draw the polylines on the map from using the Google Maps plugin. So it's gonna be awesome. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would like you to do that because I'm so excited. You guys are really making me feel motivated, and I got the 416 subscribers, and for about 3 weeks I've not uploaded any content. So I'm so excited. I moved from 200 to 400 without uploading any content. So I'm so excited to start this all over. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that, and let's begin. Let's get down to coding. So in the CityCab repository on GitHub, and in our last commit on add map view, which is in the develop block branch, you can see that we have this map view here, and we have every logic all in this same file, which is the map view. So we're going to take most of this, like the get current location, to a separate file, which I'm going to call that map service. So in there we are going to do some few things like get current position and markers. We are going to get markers. We can also get coordinates, routes, and things like that. So I'm going to move all of this to a separate map service, and so we can actually tap data from there and use it within our app. So here in the project is all on GitHub. You can go there, you can fork it here, and you pull the code and start working on it. And don't forget to start the project. And here in our project here in services, I'm going to add this map services. So the problem here is, and the solution here also, it's the problem is everything is all in the map view. So we want to get it out from the map view, the logic, to a separate class, which is the map services. And the solution here is creating the map service here and using them. So I'm going to make a map service here, and for now I'm going to make some few imports that we are going to use in this map service. And we are going to use the type data. We are going to use our constant key, which is the Google Map key, which is in here in constant, and you can get that on our previous video, the previous video I did. And we are going to get the CityCab info window. I'm going to explain that. And we are going to get custom info window, custom window. We're going to get image assets. That's where we store our assets. So here are the assets. We are going to also we're also going to use the material package, and we are going to import the material library and the services library. Also, we are going to use Flutter polyline points. So we are going to use this package too. So we are going to use the geocoding package, and also we are going to use the geolocator, the Google Maps Flutter, and also the HTTP plugin, and also the .ui and the .convert to convert our network data to usable data. So and also we are going to use the code generator. So this code generator, I have it here, and here in the service it just generates random code, and we have a prefix to it, so we can be generating our marker ID very easy. And I have some few plugins and package I've added to this project, and here are them to actually make map easy for us to build. So I have the Flutter, the Google Maps Flutter, the location package, location plugin, geolocator, geocoding, Flutter polylines to actually get the algorithm to draw that on our map, and also the HTTP package, and that's it. So now start writing our code for our map service. So the first is we're going to create a class. I'm going to do this and actually increase it so you guys can see. And we're going to create a class, a singleton class called MapService, and we are going to create the singleton class, and there's an instance of it, and we'll use the get to check and return this instance. But first we are going to check if it is null, and if it is null we are going to initialize this. And the first thing we are going to do, this is the base URL for our map to get the route and the route here. So there's the base URL, and we are going to, the duration here is the duration we have here. So in this video here, the duration we have here, so we are going to get that the duration from here, from this point to this other point, our destination, and this is the duration here. We are going to populate that, and the next we are going to do is the current position, and it's the lat and longitude. If you go in, you see the lat and longitude that are going to use. And the next is the marker. So the marker is actually what we have in here, the markers here. So it's actually a set of data. So, and we have the custom info window controller, and this code I got it from GitHub, and I got to do some tweaking, so it's going to work well for my project. I want to give thanks to this developer here, Kuma, I can't pronounce this. He did a great job on the code he wrote, so I just did some tweaks that is going to work for me, and I'm saying thank you. And next, okay, so what the custom info window controller do, going in here you see it's add info window, and it's a function that takes a widget and a latitude and longitude, which is actually the position. And this is a void callback on camera move, so whenever the camera move, it moves the the custom info window and things like that. You can actually just go through the code if you want, because it's pretty long to explain, and we're actually using the position widget to actually move it so whenever the screen moves, and we are using the left, the top, and visibility whenever you click on the map, and it gets either visible or invisible. So that's what we are doing. And also we are also using the Google Map controller to actually decide to get the screen coordinates and things like that. Okay, you can actually go in there and check it out and see how it goes. So the next we are going to have in this map service class is the add marker. So calling on this function is going to add this marker, and we are going to get the marker ID, the position of the marker, where it is going to locate in our map, and also the icon, which is bitmap descriptor. And also we are going to get the marker title, which it's here. So this one is actually from the info window we are going to display, and also the time. So this time here we can actually use that, and also we use the info window type. So we actually create a class here that says city cab info window, that takes name, the duration, which is the time, and the lat and long position info window type, which is position or destination. So this position, what I mean here is either this position or the destination. So you can actually specify that in the model here. So I pass that, and it is, we are going to use that. So we're actually checking what type is this marker, and also what type is this info window. So the next we're going to do, we are going to check if this position is null or not because of this. So this is definitely going to be null because of this sign, and we are going to check. I'm going to create a new marker, and it's going to be a final, and marker it's coming from the plugin here. So it's coming from the Google Maps plugin, and we have the marker ID, which is coming from here, the position, and the icon, which is the icon here we have here, and on tap. So tapping on this, the marker is going to actually pop out the info window. So we're going to manage that, and we are going to call on the controller here and add info window. So the info window, we're going to call on the custom info window, which I'm going to show you guys later and explain how it actually is. But for now, I'm going to just do that because it's going to take a little bit of time to explain, but I'm going to go back here. So it's actually taking the custom info window model so we are using, so the name, time, position, and type, and we are actually checking that in here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to have is the info, which is the city cab info window model, and we are going to add a position here, which this takes a lat and long, which is latitude and longitude, and also a widget. And next we are going to add the info city cab info window widget, which is actually this what we have here. And the next we are going to pass all of this in here, and the next we are going to do a try and catch to actually if the marker already exists, so we actually keep updating it, we don't have to create a new one. So we're going to check this marker position, and we are going to use first where, and this first where is a test that is going to check if the marker ID already exists, and it's going to update using the copy width, and it's going to update the position param and the position, which is the latitude and longitude. If you go into this, you see the marker, it's going to create a new marker object and actually update the previous one. So the next we are going to return marker's value, which is what we have here, and this is actually returning a set of marker. And in here we are going to, so if this doesn't run, it's not there, we are going to add the marker, we are going to add this marker, and we are going to return markers. And else, if this is null, if this is null, we are going to return just the markers, nothing much. So the next we are going to do, we are going to get bytes from assets. So we are going to pass the path and also the width we want. So this is here to actually get this, to actually use the images here. So we have to write the code that actually can convert this to bytes, and we can use it on our map. So gets bytes from assets, and here we are using the bytes data which we are getting from the type data here, and we are using the route bundle that loads the paths. If you check this, it's going to see that we are actually getting the path from our assets, and also the codec, and using the UI instantiate image codecs, and we are passing this data as unit 8 list, and also the target with what we have here, and we are getting this and also this, and we are returning this that returns a unit 8 list, and we are going to use that to add on our map. The next is get position between kilometers. So okay, get kilometers from position, from the position from here to here. We're going to get the position, the kilometers. So there's a code for it. We are going to add the start, latitude and longitude, which is the start and the end. So we are going to get the end too. So we are going to use geolocator package and get distance between, pass in all of this, and this is going to give us in meters. So calculate distance between the supplied coordinates in meters, and we are going to calculate that, and it's going to be 1000. So we are going to use 1000 here, but for now let's leave that as that, and get address from coordinates. So it's going to return okay. So this one is get address from coordinates. So we're going to pass the position, the latitude and longitude, the position here, and it's going to get the address, and which is the place mark. And in place mark you can get the name, streets, country, postal code, and things like that. The next it's the place mark, and in the place mark there it's a list, and we're going to get the first value of this list, and we're going to return this just like this, and that is it. And the next is get current position. So here's where the font comes in. So we are going to use a geolocator package, and first we are going to do a check, which we are going to write the code very soon. Request and check permission, and if this returns true, we are going to run this code. And the first we are going to do is the position, and inside the position you get the latitude and longitude, accuracy, speed, things like that, and we are going to get current position and the desired accuracy using the best. So the next we are using, and we are going to update our current position, which what we have here, in using the value notifier, our current position, which is actually null at first, but we are going to update that when this get current position is being called. So we are going to update that with this, calling the lat and long class, and passing the position latitude and the position longitude, and we are going to get the place mark. And getting the place mark, we are actually getting it from get address from coordinates, and we are going to pass in just this, where we pass in the latitude and longitude, and we are going to get the place mark of our address, the name of our address. So, and also we are also going to add the marker icon, and from the unit 8 list we'll get the byte from asset, and we're actually using for the get current position, we are actually using the pin, the circle pin image. So I have here the image circle pin. So this is it, what we have here. And the next we are doing it the icon, so bits map descriptor from bytes, and we are going to pass in this, and we're going to add the marker, and we are going to, you can see the required parameters we need here: marker ID, position, icon, title, date, time, and type. So we have passed in that here, the the ID which we are getting from the code generator class, which I explained earlier. And the next thing we are getting is the position, which we are getting from the value notifier and from the value, from which is going to actually be our user location. And we are passing the icon, which we already have here, that we need to be passed, which is this. And we are actually given the title of the info window, which is the street and locality, and it's the street and the name of the city. So the next is passing the time. I'm using date time now for current user, and the type is going to be position, and I'm going to return the current position, the value, which is the lat long. The next we are going to check if it is this is not passed, which is it's returned false. We are going to return null, and we are going to get request and check permission, which is a boolean, is going to return a boolean of future. And we're going to check permission, geolocator check permission. Going to check if permission is denied. Whenever you open your app and you try to access the your location, it's then you now click on deny, things like that. So this where this code is going to be called, and if else permission is always, it should return true, and else is return false. That means this code is not going to run if this is returned false. The next is if this is denied, we are going to request the user. We're going to ask the user, please can you give us access to your location, and if it is always accepted it, we are going to return true, and else we're going to return false. So that's it. It's all true and false. So the next is get route coordinate. So this is what gets the route all over from here to here. So it's exciting. So we're going to pass in the start latitude and longitude, which is the start from here, and also the end latitude and longitude. So that's when we are going to use this base URL to deserialize and get the location and the polylines data. So first you're going to use this base URL, and you should go to the Google Maps direction API on your project and enable the direction API, so you'll be able to use this. Without that, you can't use it. The next you're going to do, it's then using the URI and parsing it with the base URL, the origin, which is your start latitude and your start longitude, and the destination, the end latitude and your end longitude. And we are going to pass in our Google key. So I'm not going to show you guys that. You guys should get your key and insert it here, pass it here. And the next we are going to do is we are going to call on the HTTP package and get the URI, and which is actually accepting the URI class. And the next is it's going to be a map and map of values. We are going to use the converter, that converter, to do this, and we are going to check and get the points which is actually located in the routes, and we are going to check in the first list overview polylines and points. So it's all here. I think I have it here, or okay, I let me check if I can actually get. Okay, yes, it is. So it's the data we get when this is being called, when we pass in our latitude, longitude, and the start latitude, the end longitude, and things like that. So we are going to get the legs here, and we can get the time, the duration of this. We can get the end address, we can also get, so we have here the polylines, and these are all the data that is going to be we're going to decode. So yes, it's overline point, and here it's the code for this routes data. So we are going to use the polylines, Flutter polylines package to actually use the algorithm to do that, which is where we have the list of points, latitude and longitude. If you go in, you are going to get to see that it's actually contain the latitude and longitude of it. And next we are going to do is the legs, and we are going to check if the legs is not null, and we are going to get the time of that can take us to reach our destination, which is what we have here. And the next, we are going to update our duration, what we have here. We're going to update our duration, and we are using the time difference to get the duration. And also we are going to use get address from coordinates, and we are going to get the name of our address, this address, the last address we are having, the name. And we are going to, here's the polylines, and from here we are actually getting the polylines data. So here you can see here is decode and coded polyline. So here's what decodes all of this data we have here. So it's really something you should look in. So we are going to get the marker for our destination, and we are going to use the bitmap descriptor, and to get the icon we are going to add a marker, and this is going to be the destination marker. So it's not going to be this one for user, it's going to be this. So we pass our ID, the end latitude, the icon, the title, the time we are passing, and also are going to return this polylines. So this decodes it and return a list of points, lat value. So the next we have is listening to position changes. So whenever we move from one place to the other, we need to update our marker position, and also even the polylines too. So listen to position changes. It's going to be a stream, and we're going to check for this, for request and check permission, and if this is true, we're going to pass in stream of position, and get position stream is going to be high, and every 10 seconds is going to be firing. And position, we're going to listen to it, and we're going to check if this position already exists. We are going to make a copy of it and update the position, the latitude and longitude. And if it doesn't, and we're going to leave it that way and only update our current position. Always update it. So the next we're going to do, I think that's all. Okay, that's all. So for MapServices, that is all we're going to do. So I'm going to take you guys to our info window, what we have here, how to do this. I've shown you guys how I did the marker and the routing, and I'll show you for the info window what I did, and also show you the map view, how we use the MapServices. Okay, so here is the custom window we are actually using. So how to create it, I am using a column here, an expanded widget, clip, a rect that is given this border, and a container. And in the container I made the border radius 5, and the color I'm using city cap white, city theme white, and I gave some shadow, and here it is. You can go through it. The width, it's using double infinity, that's it's going to take whatever space that is being left there. And I'm using the row position to actually get this nice blue and the nice white here. So So I'm actually doing a check if this is the info type, it's info window type position, this is going to be showed, but if it's not, it's not going to be showed. So on this, for the destination, is going to show just the destination address and this nice icon here, but for position it's going to show the time, the minutes, and it's going to show the time in minutes. And here we have expanded and the info name, which is the address name, and also we're using this icon here and the size box, which I'm giving the width of 4. So that's it. So to actually do this, so I'll try to run the code so I can explain other things. So I'll try to run the code here so you can see the effect of everything. So in waiting for the code to run, I'm going to explain the block part of it, because last time I talked about we are going to be doing for both block and provider. I'm actually looking at that as well. I'm going to do a video for provider too, but let's just focus on block for now. And if you really want this video to be done on provider, you can also be a contributor to this and we can work on it. So in the pages here, I have the map and also the map view, and I also have the block. So I'm using the block library and also the block extension that actually creates block for you easily. So you can just do that. It's creates, you can get this extension from this block, and it's actually from the author of the block library, Felix Angelov, great coder. And here in the block folder, I have the block, I have the block event, I have the map event. So it's all map, block, map event, map state. So in the block is where we do all the logic, and the event is what happens when a user actually makes an effect of this. So this is loading, so let's see the effect of it. So it gets loaded and it display everything. So nice. So this is it, very nice. So it's going to take us 1 minute from my current position here to this position here in Port Harcourt. So in the map events here, we have some events that is going to get triggered from our user action, which is the load current position, and load position between points, load route coordinates. So that's what I wanted to spell, so I mistakenly didn't spell it very well. So these are the event that is going to be called when you call them, and it's going to do something in our state. So the next is the map state, which is loading current position. That's when that loading indicator actually showed up. And the next is loaded current position. This is not actually going to be our loaded current position, how it's going to be, but I'm just using this to showcase the polylines, the marker, and things like that, so we can actually use it in our project for future use. So in here, I'm passing the position, the current position markers, which is going to be just this two we have here, and also we are passing the polylines. So the polylines we have here. And in our map block, we have when this event is triggered, load current position. This is being held load position, and we'll use the loading current position. That's when our marker loading indicator gets pinned, and we're going to await. And in our map service, we are going to say map service instance. So this is going to initialize once because it's a singleton class, and we're going to use it and get the current position. And also we are going to initialize listen to position changes. And here in the route, I'm going to get the current user position and also use this default, this position I just set here. So in the future we're going to change that. That's not what we're going to use, but for a test for this I'm using this, and I'm going to yield the loaded current position. So that's what is going to be loaded, and I pass in the position and the marker current position and the polyline. So these values we are going to use it in our UI. So in our UI, which we have it on our pages, okay, we have it on our pages. Our pages, and in our map view. So in our map view you can see things that I've got a minimum here. We remove some codes that actually make this a bit more nicer. And here we have the completer, and we are using the Google Map controller, and when this widget is being called, we use the init state that load current position, and that's the map block here. The load position is being fired, and we dispose this and also dispose the controller from our info window too. And from here we are using the block provider so we can actually use the block, and I'm passing the block which we have here, and I'm using the size box, and I'm using the whole of the screen, which is the height and width, media query height, media query width, and I'm using the block builder and passing the map block map state and using the block what we have here. So, and also I'm using the stack widget so I can actually display the info window, we have here, the info windows we have here. So in here I'm passing the Google Map from the Google Map plugin. The map type I'm using normal polylines. In our last video I actually talk about things like that, so you can check it out if you don't know how to actually set up your Google Map plugins and widgets. So the marker here I'm using the current and from our state which we have loaded here, what we have here, position and things like that. I'm actually using that here, using current position marker. I'm using the state position map or map created using the controller which I'm having here, and the complete tar that actually check for the future and things like that. And also I'm using the map, the controller we have here, so I'm actually initializing that as well in here so it syncs together. And on top of this we are going to hide our info window. Whenever we tap on our map, it's going to get hidden. And the next we have the on camera move, and also we have the info window, custom info window we have in the stack here. So here it is. I'm passing the controller, passing the height, which I'm also using the screen size and also the offset of it. So if this is loaded, it's loading, we are going to show this, and if it's being loaded we are going to show all of this. And for the polylines, I am doing a check if it is not null, and I'm using the polylines from the Flutter polylines and package, and the polylines ID, there's a polyline ID, and the color I'm using city black, which is this color in our theme, and also the width I'm using 5, and the points I'm using the polylines because the points are actually list, and here we are having the set. Okay, so we're still having a list. Okay, so I'm passing this and using the lat lang to get this and to list, but if this is null I'm going to just make it empty. So that's all for it, and saving it gives us all of this. So it's beautiful. Clicking on this gives us our nice custom info window, just like what we have on our designs here. So we are actually following something like this. So we are following this, and it's what we have here and also what we have here. So I'm so happy to finish this with you guys. So in our next video, we are going to start talking about things like the ride and getting ride and things like that, and speaking directly to our Firestore database and things like that. So that's the end of this video. Take your time to go through it. If you don't understand, leave a comment on the comment section of this video. I love you guys, and that's all. Bye.